Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to bring you along with us on the Wild Africa Trek at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
You and I till the end, don't need to pretend. Again and again, we'll stick together. Everything is alright with you by my side. We won't say goodbye, we'll stick together.
So you have to bear with us on this one. This was recorded back in November before we had any real true intent of creating a YouTube channel around Disney. It was my 30th birthday. I had always wanted to do the Wild Africa Trek. Emmy surprised me that day with information about the tour. And, it was one of those things where I knew that I was going to want to remember it. So we talked, we grabbed a camera, and we decided we were going to record a whole bunch of clips with the possibility of making something later on down the line. So here we are a few months later, and about to go on the journey with you.
So you all might be familiar with the attraction at Disney's Animal Kingdom called Kilimanjaro Safari. The Wild Africa Trek is actually a tour that takes you behind the scenes of the safari, and you get to hang out with the caretakers of the animals you might find there for the day. You can ask them questions about the animals, you get a close look at those animals, and they'll tell you some fun facts about them too.
The tour is 3 hours long and runs as early as 8 a.m. and the start time that's latest is 2:30 in the afternoon. This 3-hour tour does include a light meal towards the end of the tour. Whether you have a morning or an afternoon slot, the food's going to be a little bit different. We'll make sure to include a link for more information below.
So just so you know, there are going to be some requirements before you partake in the Wild Africa Trek. You need to be at least 8 years or older, 48 inches tall, and weigh in somewhere between 45 to 300 pounds with the harness gear on. These are all just safety precautions to make sure that you can participate safely and happily to get to look at all of these animals. If you are 18 years or older, you're good to go. If you're under 18, you're going to need at least one other person who is 18 years or older with you so that you can join as well.
So when it comes to things that you're going to want to bring with you on the Wild Africa Trek, there are a few requirements. Now, if the things that you have with you that day, backpacks and stuff like that, don't meet those requirements, they do provide you with a free locker before the tour begins that you can put your extra gear in. When it comes to things you can actually bring on the tour, the one big requirement is whatever you bring must be able to be strapped to your safety harness that you're going to be wearing throughout the duration of the trek. The reason for this is you're going to be traveling over suspension bridges that go over the Hippo Pool and the Crocodile Pool, and if any of your belongings were to fall in, 1, you're never getting them back, and 2, it could pose a risk to the animals in that environment. I did just say suspension bridges.
Yeah, I was going to mention.
If you have a deathly fear of heights, you are going to be traveling on suspension bridges that go over these 2 enclosures. What I would say is ride the Kilimanjaro Safari beforehand. When you're in those 2 environments on the safari, you can see the suspension bridges and judge for yourself whether it's something that you'll feel comfortable handling.
So if you've decided that this tour is right for you and you've gone ahead and booked it, something you're going to want to plan on is leaving extra time before the start of your tour to make it to the meeting place, which is right outside of the Kilimanjaro Safari attraction. You'll see a little sign that says Wild Africa Trek there. But you have to make sure that you leave enough time to park at Animal Kingdom, get through the admission line, get through bag check, and walk to the attraction. Then you finally make it to your meeting place and the journey begins.
The first thing that you do when you arrive at the Wild Africa Trek is suit up. You'll be given a safety harness, a water bottle, and a name tag. The cast members there will also double check all of your equipment to ensure that it is safely strapped to your harness. On top of that, you will be given one of the whisper systems so that the people who are guiding you on your tour will be able to talk to you whether they're a couple of feet ahead of you or right next to you.
Once you're all suited up and ready to go, your tour guide is going to lead you through the back entrance of the safari, past the savannah, and onto the Hippo Pool. And that's your first stop, is to hang out with the hippos.
After you've finished with your honorary hippo training session, you're going to be brought to the suspension bridges. Here, you're going to be strapped in with your harness to climb over the suspension bridges that will lead you to the Nile crocodile area. Here, you're going to meet up with another one of the caretakers who's going to explain to you everything you could ever want to know about Nile crocodiles. And if you don't believe them, you're in denial.
Oh gosh. After your experience with the crocodiles, you will head over to your very own private safari truck where your driver and your tour guide will lead you through the savannah. You might see some giraffes, some zebra, maybe Watusi cattle, springbok, other animals. And after all of that, you're probably getting pretty hungry at this point. So they lead you over to that beautiful building in the middle of the savannah called the Boma, which actually means the meeting place. You head there and have your meal and refuel.
So when you arrive at the Boma, there are a couple important things to know. 1, there are bathrooms there. This is going to be your chance to refresh. 2, the meal there is going to consist of a bunch of different snack-size foods. Comes in a cute little canteen. We're going to link the information to the current food offerings below. 3, walk around. There are a lot of really cool sights to be seen at the Boma. You're in the middle of the Kilimanjaro Safari in the savannah area. You can see the elephants, you can see the giraffes, and if you go to the back side of the Boma, that's where you can also see the lions and the rhinos. It's a really cool opportunity to be able to stop and watch and really observe, unlike when you're on the safari where you're always on the move.
Now that you've spent some time with these animals out on the Boma, it is time to head out and get back on that safari truck to finish up the tour. We finished out with seeing some cheetahs, rhinos, flamingos. It was amazing to see all these animals. And unfortunately, it had to come to an end, but they do something really special at the end of this tour. They give you a little rock. That's not what's special. They give you a little rock that you get to put in a category of your choosing. And each category is a different animal or all animals. And once you put the rock in the animal of your choosing, the fee that you paid for the tour, a part of that actually gets to be given back to that group of animals. It goes towards that big Disney conservation fund we all know and love at Animal Kingdom. It was really special.
Thank you all so much for watching this video and coming along with us on our Wild Africa trek. If you like this video, do not forget to like and subscribe below, and we will see you next time.
Bye! Good girl! Good girl! Good girl!
Oh, yes!
Oh, yeah!
Decide if it's the right tour for you, and we hope that you like us. Please like us. So much for coming along with us on our Wild Africa trip. I keep doing this.
So, really?
Sorry.
Place, which is right out fried of
Right out fried.
I really want fried.
Africa trek is you suit up. You'll be given your safety harness. Is suit up. Suit up. Suit up. Is suit up. You'll be given a safety vest. That's all I gotta say.